Hey everyone, the name is Kris Barocsi. Welcome to Gear Corner. Whenever Brian Wampler brings out a new overdrive pedal, that's an exciting day. That's a special day for sure. I love everything that he does. The Wampler Tumnus is one of his most successful pedals, and it's definitely one of the most beloved ones for a very good reason. It's a really cool, unique take on the original Klon Centaur type of tone. And now he made a super special limited version of the Tumnus with the original germanium diode, that secret diode that Bill Finnegan used in the Centaur. And it's called the Wampler Germanium Tumnus. I want to address something before we start talking about this particular pedal. This whole Klon thing, everything sounds the same and whatever. If you're in that camp, just don't bother. Just grab whatever is, like, I don't know, most affordable and does what you want. It's going to be fine, and it's going to be at least 90% the same as all other Klon style pedals. This pedal and all of these sort of special takes on that circuit are for people who care about like the last few percent, which is exactly what counts most for feel. And that's the thing, really. Barely anyone talks on YouTube about how these pedals differ in terms of how it makes you feel whilst playing. And I get it, it's really hard to put that through YouTube. You cannot really make it clear. You can't just sort of mention it like, oh, this feels more dynamic, or this, I don't know, reacts different to my picking when I don't hit that hard. It's impossible to make other people feel the same way as you do when you play. So I highly recommend testing out and comparing these pedals in person if you can. If you have any chance of sitting down with 2, 3 or more of these pedals, just try it out. I'll do a tiny comparison at the end of this video just to prove my point. The Germanium Tumnus versus the granddaddy of all Klon clones, the Archer, the original J.Rockett Archer. Just to show you what I mean with how they react and how similar they can still be when you just hit a few chords. Because that's usually what all you get to hear in these like videos where they show how similar everything sounds, which is true, of course, but as soon as you start playing, tone is just 50%. The other half is how it makes you feel, and honestly, that's what I care most about. About the layout of the pedal, there's not a lot to talk about really. Gain, volume, and treble, exactly the knobs you wanna see on a Klon style pedal. You cannot see the diodes, or the diodes, I guess it's 2 of them. yeah, well, someone has to take it apart. I will not. I just enjoy the way it reacts and sounds. So yeah, that's that. But it is a stupidly good sounding pedal, really. And I'm not just talking about the tone. It's how it reacts to humbuckers, to singer coils, how it beefens up a Strat. If you go back with the gain, with that mid pushy kind of boost tone. And what's even more impressive is when you crank the gain and have a lot of the clipping in the signal, because this is a blend knob, as we know, the gain knob. And as soon as you have a lot of those germanium diodes in the tone, in the signal path, really, it just has that really cool mid-range that I love about, well, most of us love about these Klon style pedals, and that's where the differences really shine through. This is where some pedals will just be too cocked wah kind of mid-rangey, and some will be a little more scooped compared to others. It's still a very much mid-humpy tone, but it's much more balanced, let's put it this way. This one definitely has that sweet like openness. I want to figure out how the Germanium Tumnus sounds with an overdriven amp. So I will go from the clean channel of the Imperial to the lead channel, which is like a sort of an old school drivey kind of tone. It's not a high gain amp at all, but it has that really sweet sort of tweaked tweed kind of drive. I really, really like it. I'll have that on a mildly crunchy tone and then put the Tumnus Germanium in front of it. And now let's do the short comparison between the Germanium Tumnus and the original Archer, the J.Rockett Archer, which is like the granddaddy of all the Klon pedals, I guess you could say that. I used the Archer for years. I will forever keep it and love it. It's just to showcase how similar they can sound if you just play a few chords, and how very different the tone and the reaction is as soon as you play with a bit more dynamics, or just start doing like nuanced playings like finger picking, or just not digging in that hard. All right, my thoughts on the germanium Tumnus. Well, it's hard not to love it. First of all, it's a Wampler, so it sounds awesome. Second of all, it's super small. I think it's the smallest Klon type pedal that I really, really like. Don't just, find it nice, but like really like. And there's another aspect. I think that's an important one this time. I don't usually talk about this in my videos. I don't really care. This is something that everyone should consider for themselves, but it's value because first of all, it's a Wampler, so it will hold its value. Second of all, it's a limited run apparently with the original diodes, those germanium diodes that are really hard to get nowadays. Apparently Brian got hold of a lot of those, but it's still just gonna be enough for a number of these pedals. That's why it's in a way a limited run. As long as they have those diodes, they will make it, and as soon as they run out of them, this is going to be discontinued. So that is something that I can see like influencing the used value of these pedals. I could imagine within 10 years, these are going to be really hard to find, and used prices will be stable. But what I like most about this pedal is the way it reacts to the volume pot. Like if you turn down the volume pot, does not get dull at all. It just stays exactly the same as when you have the volume at 10. Is there anything to criticize on the germanium Tumnus? Not really. I like this even more than the original Tumnus. This one seems to have less low end. The normal small original Tumnus has a lot more bass compared to most of the clones, which is really cool if you use it with a clean amp. If you just want to have that as your drive pedal, that just gives you a big clone tone and not that sort of bass-less, sort of very much mid-focused tone that the original Centaur or most of the clones do. So the only thing I could imagine adding to this or changing on this is like maybe a mod switch, like a tiny switch somewhere that gives you that sort of bass boosty kind of tone or setting. That would be awesome to have, but honestly, if you want that tone, you probably already have the Tumnus. and this should not be a copy of their own pedal. This should be sort of a different take on that thing, especially since it has the original diodes. All right, let me know in the comments below what you think about this sweet little pedal, and also if you're more of the JHS, not a Klon kind of person who would say like, whatever, they all sound the same, or if you actually appreciate those little differences in feel or tone that all these clones have. Let me know in the comments below, and see you in the next video next week. Bye bye.